America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Lost that, Keith. Are we good? I'm assuming we're good. I lost the theme song there, but I'm assuming, Keith, I got a thumbs up. We're good. Welcome, everybody. Hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody listening on every other platform this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Former Congressman Joe Walsh. This is The Social Contract with Joe Walsh. That notion, let's start there. The social contract. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, TikTok. That concept, the social contract. It's the name of this podcast, and I talk about the social contract every day. And what the social contract is it's kind of like our deal with each other, our contract with each other, our responsibilities as citizens in this experiment, in this free country, what we're supposed to do to keep this democracy going. You've heard me rattle them off before. Be tolerant of differences, stay respectful toward people you disagree with, be engaged, get engaged, and stay informed. Man, this is all what we, the people, have to do to keep this democracy going. That one right there, though, I want to drill down on today. Stay informed. My favorite founding father, Thomas Jefferson, said, and I'm paraphrasing TikTok, Jefferson said, this thing's gone. This republic, whatever I'm giving you right now, whatever we're giving you, whatever we founded, it takes two to tango, Jefferson said. Our representatives have to represent us, but we, the represented, we got a job too, Thomas Jefferson said. Stay informed, stay educated, stay aware, stay informed. And Jefferson believed that when a people stopped doing that, if a people stopped paying attention, stopped staying informed, stopped staying educated in their country, in their politics, the democracy would go away. We're really close to that right now. We're too many of us aren't informed. Too many of us, way too many of us, are led by bullshit, lies, and disinformation instead of the facts. We all complain about people my age, right? And younger, we all complain about, oh my God, right, MAGA? We don't teach civics anymore in America. We don't teach about American history. People don't know the three branches of government. They don't know our system of federalism, right? We all sound like that angry old man, angry old woman, get off of my lawn, the American people. We need civics. We do. I agree with that. And I've been saying that forever. The American people, way too many of us, don't understand how our government is supposed to work. Take this example, directly related to what's going on today. Right now, as I come to you at 11 o'clock this morning, Pam Bondi, Donald Trump's pick to be Attorney General, is in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee answering questions. The Senate's got to approve the nomination. This nomination to be Trump's Attorney General. Now, I'll bet you dollars to donuts if I ask most people listening to me right now, if I ask most Americans, give me the job title, give me the job description of the Attorney General of these United States. Most Americans couldn't tell me what the Attorney General is and what the Attorney General is supposed to be and do. And I believe that. Most Americans couldn't tell me what the Attorney General is. And yet, think about this. On social media all day today, we're going to argue about and fight about Trump's pick to be Attorney General. I think she's disqualified. You may think she's qualified. The point is, all of America on Twitter and Facebook, we're going to argue about Pam Bondi, and most Americans do not know the basis of what the Attorney General is and what he or she is supposed to do. Think about that. Think about what's wrong with our politics today. We're all going to argue about something we are not informed enough about. So let's back up and let's start here at the top. The Attorney General. What is the Attorney General of the United States? It's America's top cop. It's America's top law enforcement officer. It's America's top lawyer. The Attorney General is the people's lawyer. The Attorney General takes an oath to the Constitution. Listen to what I'm saying. The Attorney General of the United States is the nation's top law enforcement officer. The Attorney General is chartered to be independent, must be independent, must not be political, must not be partisan, must be driven and led by the facts and the law. The top law enforcement officer in the country, the people's lawyer, must enforce rulings, even rulings he or she disagrees with. Look, let me say something. Each president, this is important, each president gets to pick who he wants his attorney general to be. The president picks one. Biden picked one. Trump, like in his first term, went through about 30 of them. MAGA, I'm exaggerating. The president of the United States nominates the attorney general, but here's the trick. Here's the clue. The attorney general is not the president's lawyer. No, the attorney general is our lawyer. The attorney general is not the president's personal lawyer. The attorney general has got to remain independent by statute. I hope, hello MAGA, hello TikTok, I hope everybody agrees with what I just said. I hope everybody understands that. We all got to have that basic understanding. The top law enforcement officer in the country, right? That person is our lawyer. That person is not the president's lawyer, even though the president gets to pick the attorney general, even though the president can know the attorney general, even though the attorney general can be a friend of the president's, can be allied philosophically with the president's. It's the president's pick, right? I mean, my God, John F. Kennedy's brother was his attorney general. But here's the law. The attorney general is not the president's lawyer. The attorney general swears an oath to the Constitution and to follow the law. The attorney general of the United States does not swear an oath to the president, is not loyal to the president. Everybody, right? You can see that, right? Like you can see why that's so important. You can see with presidents throughout history how this could be a conflict. Attorney General is supposed to follow the law, the facts, the truth, and the president of the United States. And we've had examples like this. The president of the United States may want the attorney general to not follow the law, the facts, and the truth, but to do what the president wants. You see where that's in conflict. And I hope everybody listening right now agrees with me. It's the truth, but I hope you agree that the attorney general must never, ever, ever be the president's lawyer, must always be independent from the president. Now, the problem is this. Trump doesn't want that. Trump's never wanted that. Donald Trump, his pick today, Pam Bondi, who I'll say, barring something stupefying, she's going to be approved. So MAGA, don't worry. I think she's going to be approved. I think almost all of Trump's bad, crazy picks will be approved. But understand what I'm saying, that Trump doesn't want the attorney general to be the people's lawyer. Trump wants the attorney general to be his lawyer. That's why he picked Pam Bondi. And remember, Pam Bondi, Florida's attorney general, it was Trump's second pick to be his attorney general, to be, the United States' attorney general. Donald Trump first picked Matt Gaetz. So Pam Bondi's second is Trump's second pick. Donald Trump's only criteria for attorney general is, you must be loyal to me, period. You must be my lawyer. That's why he picked Bondi the second time around. And to me, that's why Pam Bondi is utterly disqualified, because she's proven in her history that she is more loyal to Trump than the law and the facts. Just a couple things, and one is a reminder. You remember, right? MAGA? MAGA, do you remember? Do you remember that sweet September? You remember Trump went through 4 attorneys general, 4 of them. He fired them all because they weren't loyal enough to him. Remember Trump's first pick in his first administration for attorney general, former Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions? Donald Trump fired Jeff Sessions because Jeff Sessions recused himself appropriately from the Russia investigation. Donald Trump didn't want that. Donald Trump wanted Jeff Sessions, his attorney general, to be his lawyer and squash the Russia investigation. Jeff Sessions said, I can't by statute do that. So Jeff Sessions was fired because he wasn't sufficiently loyal to Trump. You'll also remember at the end, Trump's 4th attorney general, the first go around, near the end, Bill Barr was fired. Do you remember why Bill Barr, America's top cop, was fired by Trump? Because Bill Barr came out in December of 2020 and said, this is all bullshit. There's absolutely zero evidence of fraud in this 2020 election. This election was not stolen. Bill Barr said that. What did Trump do? He fired him. Because again, Trump wants a lawyer who's his lawyer. Trump wanted an attorney general who would say what Trump wanted him to say. The election's stolen. Bill Barr said, no, the facts don't say that. The law doesn't say that. That's not the truth. Bill Barr, who I had a lot of problems with, stood up and did his job and followed the Constitution and the law and the facts, and Trump fired him. That's Trump's history. And look at what Trump's already done, MAGA. Pam Bondi, by the way, is one of Trump's personal lawyers. She represented Trump at Trump's first impeachment trial. Donald Trump has picked, listen to this, 4 of his personal lawyers to top spots in the Justice Department. That's problematic, right? I mean, the Justice Department, supposed to be independent. They don't work for the president. They work for you and they work for me. They work for the law. Trump's gone and put 4 of his personal lackeys near the top of the Justice Department. What does Trump value? Trump values loyalty. This is the problem. This is the problem with Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about the law. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about the Constitution. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about the country. Donald Trump gives a big fuck about himself. So, and this is true with every one of his cabinet nominees. Number one, you want to be my cabinet nominee, you got to get down on your knees and pledge that you'll be loyal to me. That's problematic. It's especially problematic when we're talking about America's top law enforcement officer. But that's what he's picked in Pam Bondi. Where to start with Pam Bondi? And let me be clear, MAGA. Pam Bondi's qualified to be Attorney General. Everything I'm about to say has nothing to do with her qualifications or probably her skills. I mean, she's spent 20 years as a prosecutor and the state attorney general for the state of Florida. She's qualified. But she's not at all appropriate for this job because her loyalty is to Trump. Start at the top. She's an election denier. Pam Bondi, I mean, let that sink in for just a moment. Pam, I'll go slow. MAGA, I'll go slow. Pam Bondi, Trump's pick to be the top law enforcement officer in the country, is an election denier. She doesn't believe Biden won the 2020 election. She doesn't believe Trump lost the 2020 election. She agreed with and spread Trump's stolen election lie. She was, in fact, someone who helped Donald Trump try to overthrow the 2020 election. Huh? The top law enforcement officer in the country is an election denier? In fact, before I came on today, Pam Bondi was asked a direct question. Pam Bondi was asked a direct question in the hearings. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? Yes or no, Dick Durbin asked her. She wouldn't say no. She wouldn't say yes or no. She hemmed and she hawed and she hedged and she fudged and she said what most cowardly Republicans say. Well, Biden served as president. The election was certified. No, Durbin said. Did Joe Biden win? Was it a legitimate election and Joe Biden won fair and square? Pam Bondi just today couldn't say yes. She's an election denier. She pushed the stolen election lie. The top cop, a woman who would be the top cop in the country, who's supposed to follow the law, the facts, the Constitution, the truth. In 2020, she was one of the biggest peddlers of the stolen election lie. She pushed a number of other lies for Trump. She went to New York City a year and a half ago to attack the prosecutor and the judge in Trump's business fraud case. Again, no matter where she stood on that, she's down in Florida. She's the attorney general down in Florida, and she goes up to New York City and attacks another judge and prosecutor in a completely different jurisdiction. She was utterly inappropriate, but she was demonstrating her loyalty to Donald Trump. She helped him try to overthrow an American election. For America's top law enforcement officer, that should be disqualifying. She went to Pennsylvania after the 2020 election and attacked Pennsylvania's election results, acting as Donald Trump's co-conspiracist in the 2020 election, stolen election lie. And finally, Pam Bondi is on the record saying that the people who investigated Trump need to be taken out. She's loyal to Donald Trump. Got nothing to do with her qualifications. She's made clear in everything she's done and everything she has said over the last 4 to 6 years that her loyalty is to Donald Trump. She's acted as one of Trump's biggest, most personal lawyers in the last 4 to 6 years. She ignored the facts in the 2020 election. She ignored the law in the 2020 election. She ignored our elections process in the 2020 election. And she pushed, like Trump, the stolen election lie. That should be a red line to be America's top law enforcement officer. I think Dems will, again, the Democrats right now are pretty toothless and they don't know what the heck they're doing. I think Pam Bondi is probably going to be approved because the Democrats can't make this case. I wish they would very strongly, but the Democrats haven't found their way yet. And no Senate Republican will go against Donald Trump. And so because of that, she'll probably become America's top law enforcement officer. But this is the only red line that matters when it comes to the Attorney General of the United States. You have to be able to say no to the president. You have to be able to say, get the hell out of my office to the president. I'm not your lawyer. I'm America's lawyer. I'm going to follow the law. I'm going to follow the facts. You have to be able to do that because you don't represent Trump. She's made clear because you're loyal to the Constitution. That's a red line. Got nothing to do with qualifications. Pam Bondi has proven that she's crossed that red line. Again, you're an election denier. You deny the results of a legitimate American election, and you want to enforce the law in this country? Here's the bigger problem moving forward. She should not be Attorney General. She's crossed that red line. Her loyalty is to Trump, not the Constitution. She will get approved. Here's the problem. Looking forward, moving forward, Donald Trump is someone who believes he's above the law. Always has. Always will. Doesn't believe the rules, doesn't believe the customs, the traditions, the law, doesn't believe any of that applies to him. So he picks someone to be his personal lawyer, and he's a president who believes he's above the law. You can imagine, right, the problems that will happen when the top law enforcement officer in the country is loyal to someone who believes he's above the law. I don't know how long she'll last as Attorney General. If she demonstrates she's not loyal to him, Trump will fire her. But this is a recipe for, once again, disaster. Trump will ask her to do things unlawful. That's who he is. Trump will demand she does things unconstitutional. That's who Trump is. That's going to happen. That's all a given. Because she's loyal to him and he believes he's above the law. Just so, again, as I close this, everybody, we're on the same page. Just understand, even if you disagree with every word I'm saying about Pam Bondi, be on the same page with me about who and what the Attorney General is. Be big enough, honest enough, and informed enough to know and believe that the Attorney General is America's lawyer, not Trump's lawyer. Hey, Michelle Obama, amen. Thank you, Michelle Obama. I love it. I love it. Michelle Obama, Keith, show me if you got that. Michelle Obama said yesterday she ain't going to Trump's inauguration. Beautiful. Good. Amen. And again, for everybody in MAGA who yells at me right now, Michelle Obama acknowledged that Donald Trump won. Michelle Obama accepts the will of the people, something Trump never did. But after that, no. Michelle Obama said during the campaign, Trump's a fascist. He's a threat to democracy. Michelle Obama refuses to be a hypocrite. She's not going to show up at the guy's inauguration and get all kissy face with him. No, she's not going to put her approval on who and what Trump is, her stamp of approval by going to his inauguration. No. She's fighting back. I need Democrats to fight back. I want Democrats to fight back. Again, my God, there's a distinction between accepting the results of the election, which is what we all should do, and then going to his inauguration and giving your stamp of approval on who and what he is. And this is my biggest beef against Barack Obama, Michelle's husband, Joe Biden, and all the rest. MAGA, you agree with me. These people called Trump, like me, like I did, the worst things in the world during the campaign. And then they turn around and they treat him like a normal president-elect. No, Michelle Obama says, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I hope, MAGA, you respect that. I do. By the way, again, new rule number 19,848, MAGA, my friends, MAGA, you can't complain. Trump supporters, you can no longer ever complain about Democrats ever being a sore loser. You understand that, right? You no longer have the right to do that. MAGA, you get that. You no longer have the right to ever complain that a Democrat is a sore loser. Not after what Trump did in 2020. Laura Ingraham, Fox News, had a guest on last night, and they called Kamala Harris a sore loser for not inviting, JD Vance to the VP's residence. And then they both called Michelle Obama a sore loser. Fox News last night called Michelle Obama a sore loser for deciding to skip Trump's inauguration. A sore loser out of the mouth of a Trump supporter. No, can't do that. Just like Trump supporters, you never, ever have a right again to complain about Democrats ever telling a lie, because you support Donald Trump, who lies every time he opens his mouth. You can never, ever. This is a rule now in America. Trump supporters can never complain about a Democrat being a sore loser. I mean, my God, Trump still hasn't conceded the 2020 election, right? Trump didn't participate in the transition at all, right? Trump has never said Biden won, right? Trump did not go to Joe Biden's inauguration, and you all didn't say squat. This is the danger, my friend. I close with this, Keith. Everybody listening to me right now, I'm having fun with this, but I'm making a serious point. I'm having fun because Trump supporters, you can never, ever complain again about Democrats being sore losers, because you support still the biggest sore loser ever. So you forfeited that right. But here's the serious point for all of us. Listen to me, please. When we decide as people that it's my side no matter what, it's my party no matter what, it's my team no matter what, it's my candidate no matter what, and then we accept really bad shit that my candidate does or someone on my team does, we accept it and we say it's okay. The problem is when we do that, when we all put party over country and do that, it encourages other people to do it as well. It encourages the other side to do it. And yeah, it takes away your right to complain about the other side doing it because you accepted it when your guy did it. But this notion of us so divided, putting party before country on everything, it sets such a dangerous precedent, because then we're going to elect people who will always put party over country. And our country will suffer because of that. So, I mean, if you're a Democrat and you're listening to me right now, yeah, laugh. Laugh at MAGA complaining about Michelle Obama being a sore loser. What a bunch of hypocrites they are, right? They support Trump, who's never accepted an election loss. But Democrats don't laugh about it, and Republicans don't get angry about it. How about we all get self-reflected about it? And how about we all call balls and strikes on everybody, no matter what team or side we are on? If somebody on our side does something bad that we don't think is right, call it out. If somebody on the other side does something bad that we don't think is right, call it out. Man, it's a much easier way to live. It's a much cleaner way to live. Let me tell you something. I live that way and I am liberated. It's awesome, right? Not to be hostage. Right? So many people in my former world of right-wing talk radio, that's what they do. Every day they go on the radio and they say, I have to only say good things about Trump. I can only say good things about Trump. I can only say good things about Trump. What a miserable way to live. When I was on the radio, when I go on TV, when I go anywhere, you know what I do? I'm just going to say what I think. I'm going to say what I believe, no matter what. If it hurts my side or that side, doesn't matter to me. I'm going to say what I believe. Such an easier way to go through life. How about we all do that? And by the way, it will really, we all bitch and moan about our political system. This is on us. If we did that. Okay, Keith, this is the last thing I'm going to say. As a former politician, politicians are like seals. They follow us. We incentivize them. They listen to us because they only want to get reelected. They only want to stay in power. We incentivize them. We tell them what to do. And right now, way too many of us are telling them to put party over country. We've taught our politicians to be super fucking partisan, party over country. And so is it any surprise that we're electing politicians who do that? What if we changed those incentives and rewarded politicians who put country before party, who did the right thing, even if it hurt their party? Start there, everybody. Just call balls and strikes. Just be honest. Call balls and strikes. Be honest. If you think it was wrong, if you think it's wrong that Michelle Obama's not going to Trump's inauguration, fine, then have the honesty to say it was wrong for Trump not to go to Biden's inauguration. That's not hard. Say that again with me. Everybody hold my hand. Every Trump supporter, hold my hand right now. That's not hard. You can say, yeah, it's wrong that Michelle Obama's not going to Trump's inauguration, but you know what? You're right, Joe. It was wrong for Trump not to go to Biden's inauguration. That's not hard. Be honest. Be an American. It's not hard. Thanks for listening. My email, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. That's all one word, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract